In this investigating chemical reactions lab, we're testing synthesis, decomposition, single replacement, double replacement, and combustion. We observe, and classify them through the 7 activities. Okay, so first off, I'm going to start by explaining that I printed off all the pictures that I took to make it easier for me and you to understand. Okay, so we're going to start with activity 1, which is a synthesis reaction, which combines 2 or more reactants to combine a single new product. In this synthesis reaction activity, steel wool and vinegar were combined with oxygen to produce a form of heat and rest of the fibers of the wool as the time passed. So in this picture, all it is the wool in the vinegar, and then later on, it was harder to tell because I didn't push it down all the way, but it rested versus this one. It turned from gray to brown, and that's activity 1. For activity 2, which is a decomposition reaction, decomposition reactions break a single reactant compound down to form 2 or more products in the decomposition activity. Hydrogen peroxide and yeast were combined before being introduced into the glowing and flaming wooden splints, which produce oxygen gas. So you can see here the hydrogen peroxide and the yeast. And then what happened was it bubbled up and foamed up like that. And that's activity 2. Activity 3, we had the single replacement, which is the single replacement reactions replaces a single element reactant with that of another reactant. In this activity, hydrochloric acid, water, and a magnesium strip were observed. Here is capturing a production of hydrogen gas rather than oxygen gas is observed with the introduction of the flame. So there's more pictures, and it started bubbling up here. Okay. This is activity 4. Double replacement reaction changes ions to produce a new ionic compound. In this activity, the mixture of baking soda and vinegar is observed before a flame is introduced. This produced carbon dioxide and distinguishes the blurred burning splint. What happened was the baking soda and the vinegar reacted together and it bubbled up really high. So I got a picture as quick as I could. This is activity 5. Combustion reactions involve a single element combining with a gas to produce heat or light. Here the gases are introduced with in the vinegar and baking soda mixture. This results in water on the inside and bubbles around the cup. So you can see I just did what the activity said to do, and then here you can see the bubbles in the cup above the fire. Activity 6 is the precipitation activity. The precipitation reaction activity is where the gas produced from baking soda and vinegar reactions is introduced to lime water. Upon observation, a lot of bubbles and gases quickly formed in the lime water. So there's one picture and the other, as you can see the bubbles forming. And this was activity 7. Lastly, in the combustion reaction activity, the wool pad is introduced to the flame. Here the wool flame spreads to the wool fibers and starts to coat each fiber and wool particle. Okay, so all 7 of these activities all create and distinguish a specific chemical reaction.